Okay, so hey guys, we're now live. We will have in Top 16. Kannst du das Twitch starten oder so? Dass wir so bei dir?
Bei mir? Ach
Ja.
klar. Aber ich mach's am Handy.
Okay. Huh?
Someone's gonna have to fix that, yeah. Got no idea what it says.
Ist nicht live?
Nee. War nicht.
Ist das gut sehr wichtig, was du machst?
Ja.
Weil wir müssen den Stream zum Laufen bekommen.
Ich brauche das schon alles cool. Fix that.
Xi Jing! Feature Match muss noch warten. Feature Match muss noch warten. Wir müssen noch den Stream aufsetzen. Ich sag's dir, wenn wir streamen, wenn er läuft. Okay, passt. 5 Minuten, maximal.
I don't know what it says.
Wie?
You have to sort that out. I've got no idea what any of it says.
What do you do?
Es geht nicht. Guck
Ja,
mal.
ihr habt die falsche Seite genommen.
Nein, aber guck mal, der PC an sich geht nicht. Er macht nichts. Nichts. Hard Reset.
What? Do what?
Hard Reset.
Ich hol mir noch einen Stuhl.
Letzte paar Arbeit. Das? Macht wieder nichts. Der Laptop ist für den Arsch. Ja, er hat sich aufgenommen. Er hat sich aufgenommen.
Ich hab schon gemerkt, dass er jetzt übertrieben langsam ist. 1000 Yen.
Das passt.
Ah, jetzt gesagt, ich soll dir bei der Top 16 machen.
Ja, klar. Bin ich nicht unglücklich. Haben Sie die Decks schon auf dem Tisch? Die zwei?
Die Deck
Ja, es ging nur um, ob das Bild eingefroren ist oder nicht.
obwohl. Doch, Eugen hat sein Deck auf dem Tisch. Ja, die haben beide ihre Decks auf dem Tisch.
Also, Sie haben Ihre Matten rübergelegt, kann es sein? Okay, passt. Okay.
I was not okay.
Okay, so we're now live with top 16 of our grand final in Amsterdam. I'm joined by Typhoon, who already commentated yesterday a few rounds. So we will see two of probably the best players in Europe with Eugen Schmidt and Eugen Heidt. They finished second and third at the most recent Vices in Bochum, both also with Palezoic. What will we see in this match?
Ja, das wäre
Typhoon.
schon, weil er wird, glaube ich, heute auch mehr
It always depends how fast this game is. If they open Swap Frog or if they open like Olenoides and Morellas, so they can start the engine immediately. If they don't open these cards, we will see a slow grind game where some Strike and Deberry are going to play a huge role.
His computer's so crappy.
Okay, I'll just start with that.
You're gonna have to. Sorry.
Du.
So they will do their life points themselves.
I mean, it's alright, they know how it goes, how it works, so no problem. Maybe for the interested people around there, we got a top 16 concerning the decks. Just going to find it. It wasn't there.
Hast du Top 16? Julian,
I-
hast du Top 16 Brackets bekommen gehabt?
I can't
Ist da vorne?
Ah. Got it here. So we have 5 Metal Foes, 1 Mermail, 5 Palezoics, 1 BA, 1 Yangsing Metal Foe, 1 Hero, and 2 ABCs. Expected like this, Typhoon? Or
Yes, it represents the metagame breakdown we had on the round 1. So Metal Force and Paleozoic as the most played decks and the best decks. Then ABC still showing their strength and some rogue tops. Like in every event this format, there are always some heroes and some mermaid players.
yeah. For maybe we got the deck list from both players. I wouldn't be surprised if both playing the same deck actually.
They are playing the same deck, but it's not the same deck as in Bochum. They changed some cards. Where, for example, they are playing only 2 Wabuku and 2 Stormy Mirror Force, because nobody is expecting them to play Stormy Mirror Force this tournament because they didn't play it last weekend.
Okay, so Eugen is playing 3 Waboku and 1 Storming Mirror Force. Playing a little bit different, and also 1 Trap more because he's playing 41 cards.
I think that's the second. No, that's not the second Pikaya.
Bist du ohne
And that's
Facebook?
the handshake.
Eingeloggt auf Facebook?
Ja.
Du Robin schnell anschreiben.
I can't see what the difference is.
Ich bin auf meinem PC mit
Can't
dem
find it
Rahmen
neither.
angemeldet.
But let's see. Okay, so I think Eugen started with pretty good start. Discarding Swap Frog to send Aronito to the graveyard.
I think that's Joshua on top.
As soon as we try and get
You sure?
thing actually
Yeah,
working. Roman's laptop is high shit.
So in this case would be pretty good start for Joshua.
Yeah, Eugen doesn't have super Duke Procs.
Okay.
Eugen is playing Commons.
Oh, and there's the Maxi.
So he's getting 2 draws, but I think Totally Awesome has more value than
Yeah,
2 random cards.
definitely. Pretty good start from Joshua.
It's very unlikely he has an answer to it, like turn 1, and he is going to get even more advantage in his next standby phase.
What the fuck?
Do you see any way how Eugen can still win this?
Well, I'm just thinking about possibilities. He would need something like a strike.
He has Strike and Barrier to
Exactly.
stop the turn. But I don't think a solemn strike is enough. Because he will still float with totally awesome at this rock back and get more advantage next turn. And here we see Joshua's playing a trap card, so he has more trap cards in his graveyard than his opponent. That's always important in the mirror match.
Yeah.
Is it whatever they can see on the screen, they can see up there? Camera. What's that? Is that okay? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking draw phase, I guess.
Probably D barrier and then strike.
Breakthrough skill.
Yeah, that does the same thing.
It's already a good start to getting back to the game.
So Joshua is still considering to negate it. It would make sense because Eugen doesn't get the breakthrough skill in his graveyard and Joshua can probably use his pleasure on.
If he would not negate it, he could resummon the Palezoic from the graveyard and go for Opavina.
But that's very vulnerable to all the other traps.
Okay, that's true.
So
You played it yesterday yourself, the deck, right?
yeah, but I wasn't very successful. That's why I'm here.
So, against, for example, Metal Foes, if they're going, or if they have the opportunity to go into a Babina, it's most likely game for them.
Yeah.
In the mirror match, you won't, you don't think it's like this, just mainly because of the traps, right?
Yeah, you can disrupt them. Metal Force is very monster based, and because all Paleozoics are unaffected by monster effects, they can simply play through your board. Like Kieran and Alcaz don't really stop them. They can stop a few chains, but if they have enough cards in hand, they can play through it. So now Eugen is setting up his graveyard. Joshua doesn't have anything to interrupt it or to punch him.
Ich hab sie heute geschickt schon gerade.
Okay. Passiert nichts. Also ich mach euch. Könnt ihr nicht hier auch machen noch nebenbei? Can open the chat in Can open the chat in ich kann auch Englisch.
Yes.
Pop out. So we saw Deep Area and the Canadian. I don't know in which turn we are right now.
I think we're still in the turn of Joshua. Because
Yeah,
Right,
this
this
wasn't
was
the end
the-
phase,
yeah.
so he flipped the toad face down. He doesn't have to deal with it right now.
so now it looks pretty good for Eugen.
Yeah, if Joshua doesn't have real traps, so there it is.
How much defense does Totally Awesome have?
0.
0? Okay.
But you can't take over it anyway, there's still the
I
dupe
will
frog.
you frog, yeah. So okay, he's
Again, he did the same mistake yesterday.
okay. Pretty sure he can't.
Like, Joshua's just going to call him Versager now.
Why he not some Canadian from grave? I think that he still can interrupt like another trap, maybe like in the game.
He doesn't have any value in the Canadian right now. He's under deep area, so if he would summon it back and it gets destroyed next turn, he lost all his traps.
So we could actually assume that he maybe doesn't have a Baboke or something like that at this point.
Joshua?
No, Eugen.
He probably doesn't. Storming Mirror Force. So what he did was he attacked the totally awesome and changed breakthrough skill to the attack to negate the dupe frog, and the attack was then answered by Storming Mirror Force, and of course the trap cards are banished when they leave the field. So Storming Mirror Force can be a huge blowout in the mirror match. It can always be a huge blowout, but some decks can play around it. Like Metal Force, they can chain their full Metal Force fusion.
Yeah.
Summon the fusion defense position.
So Joshua has 2 cards in hand, right?
Yes. And she still has the field presence.
Could actually get afterwards someone to get us some results from top 16 if you want to, guys. Just going around looking if already we have some results from the top 16s afterwards. Not yet, not now, later.
So we see the second totally awesome. The first one has shown to be really good, staying on the field for 5 turns. And that's probably game. I don't know how Eugen can answer this. Like 2 negations.
Just really no.
Yeah, he's targeting his breakthrough skill to stop 1 negation. And it's always important to do these things in the draw phase, so you totally awesome can't special summon something in the standby phase. And they're checking with the judge if a breakthrough skill can immediately be used if it's sent from the banished pile back to the graveyard, and it
Should
can
be possible, yeah, because it's returned like.
Yeah, returning to the graveyard is not the same as sending to the graveyard. Yes, totally awesome is especially good in the mirror match. Of course, it's good in every matchup, but in the mirror match it's especially good because you can use the traps you steal. In some matchups there's no value in the cards you can steal. Sometimes you don't even steal them because they block your zones.
think that's huge to Maxi at this point.
Yeah, it's just stealing of the game. I am pretty sure breakthrough skill can be activated this turn, but we will see when the chain resolves. They ask the judge.
I'm not sure what are they thinking about at the moment.
I don't know. Yeah, discussing.
Okay, he negates the Maxi with strike. So he probably sees a possibility to get back into the game. How much time is left in the round? 25 minutes, okay.
So one totally awesome has been negated, the other one will still summon Cube Frog from the deck.
So there's Swap Frog, probably without effect. For Maximilian cards, it should be like this. It's the same with the Cypherane trap. When you return it with Omega to the graveyard, it's the same wording. Okay, so he negates the effect of Swap Rock. So
He has his own army of frogs now, and his normal summons.
he special summons Swap Rock.
Apparently he did, yeah. So he can go for one rank 2
His own Toad.
and take over you. Or his own Strop Frog.
Oh, he can only attack you.
Okay, yeah. So easy to forget that.
But it still doesn't look that great for Eugen at this point. He's getting back his Swap Rock from graveyard.
So Joshua can use his totally awesome first because he's a turn player.
think Joshua sees a possibility to seal the game here. What does he have? He has 2 soft rocks on field. I think 2 rolling toads and brave with enough rocks.
But he doesn't have any Paleozoic cards.
See,
Eugen still has 2. And he scoops.
that's it. So Joshua Schmidt takes game 1. For the side decks,
We have the deck lists here so we can see the side decks. So Eugen is probably going first now. And he has Ghost Reapers in his side deck. He has Wiretaps, Cosmic Cyclones, and Board Wipes like Raigeki Dako. We are probably going to see Wiretaps going first, and I would still side Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries.
yeah, sure. What would you take in a mirror match? Totally Awesome or Pavina? Probably.
Totally awesome.
Totally, yeah.
If you have the chance to take Totally Awesome, I would
Okay,
take Totally
that's
Awesome.
interesting. So they're not going to side cherries. Pretty cool move, in my opinion. Because, yeah, normally it should be over after cherries, right?
Yes. Like you can still play, but in the end you're going to lose.
Ich schreib
Oh,
schon mal
for
den Namen.
Quasar, it didn't happen that much. Eugen summoned his own toad, but saw that he will lose because of the disadvantage that he has at this point.
And Eugen, Joshua has exactly the same side deck, except for 1 card. He's only playing 2 Cosmic Cyclones and 1 Marilla in his side deck. Eugen's playing triple Cosmic Cyclone. So Joshua's probably going to side like Raigeki Dark Holes and Cosmic Cyclones, and he will skip the Wiretaps going second.
You think so? I mean, matchup is kind of slow, so wiretaps could have value.
Yeah, they are mainly there to negate strikes and barriers. Cosmic Cyclone can't really do that.
We will see. I think Aaron is on his way to get some information about the other top 16 matchups because I think there are already some finished. Next to me, we have Typhoon, who's commentating also. Like yesterday, he featured 2 or 3 rounds, something like that.
I commentated the last 3 rounds.
Last 3 rounds, yeah.
So they are taking their time with side decking.
Which is absolutely reasonable.
Yes.
I mean, they've still got 18 minutes left on the round, so
Even more for them, I think. Yes, they start later. So starting off with Pot of Desires. Would you normal summon this Rock Frog before activating Pot of Desires, or would you hope to draw into another frog with Pot of Desires?
it's a tough one. They're playing 2 rolling toads, right?
Yes.
I think I would take the gamble at this point, yeah.
You could also normal summon this Rock Frog, send 1 Rolling Totem, bounce it back, and then activate Pot of Desires.
Would be alright. Like, if you're using the pot first, the chance to draw a frog is a little bit higher than
Yes.
if you would send one, so I think it's so 5 back row.
Set 5 and pass.
So probably card in hand will be a maxi or another trap.
This could be anything. It could also be a warrior tone because you don't want to set them, I think.
Okay.
If you keep them in hand, you still have a normal sum next to.
Could also the other guys just give a short note if the audio isn't that loud at the moment, because we can't really say it here. So, so we could see here now a little bit a slower game, right?
Yeah, there seems to be no all the noises and no Marauder because you always try to use them in the end phase. There's still roughly 20 minutes time left in the round for the featured match, so I wouldn't side out the Solemn Strikes. You need them to answer totally awesome.
Yeah,
especially if Ghost Reaper and Winter Cherries is sided out, you don't have real answers to totally awesome. And right now we see double Reckless getting the value. But he doesn't have any traps in his graveyard to take back, so I don't know if he can use the speed gained by these two cards right now.
I mean, that's exactly the point. If you can't use any of the traps normally, it's just like Reckless Greed, Barrier, Strike, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can interrupt your opponent, but you can advance your own game. That could be crucial in this game. Oh, and there's the Swap Rock. He'd rather have his Strike. Okay, so he's decided to not use Swap's effect. Play around Strike. I think that's correct.
Yes. Because if he activates the effect and gets striked, he doesn't have any frog left in his hand. If he overlays for a totally awesome first and then gets some
he gets the Swap Rock for
he gets the Swap Rock back for next turn.
It's alright.
We will ask after the match why Eugen is a pleb. He's even playing common Duke Frogs. So that's exactly what happened here. He eats the Solemn Strike but gets the Swap Rock back. And Joshua seems to be ahead in this game because Eugen has to skip the draw phases for the 2 turns.
Yeah. Okay, so now there's the Marella. Maybe a wiretap. Well, like you said, okay, so it begins. There's the wiretap from Eugen.
Yeah, it makes sense to activate it. Why not? And he stops the chain, so Joshua can't do anything right now.
Except his own wiretap, but
Yeah.
seems unlikely.
Then what would you send with Mirella? Would you send Breakthrough Skill or would you send another trap card?
I think in a slow game like this, I would probably send another Palezoic card.
Yes, attacking before overlaying into totally awesome seems to be correct. You get the 1/1k damage in. And then he loses another 1500 to Solemn Strike, so he sends all Noides. Why? I'm sure there are worse traps in his deck. Like,
Still
Noides seems to be better than Canadian this matchup.
Yeah. Could be huge. Is it dimension barrier or something? Is there a trap card?
It's probably a real trap. Yes. That was
It's
it.
breakthrough skill.
Breakthrough skill.
Oh, that's huge. So I already resolved 3 reckless greed in this game.
And he did all this in 1 turn. So he only lost 2 draw phases for 3 reckless greed.
Seems alright. So probably this time with effect. And there's a strike. Is this game still? I think Eugen is now in a pretty good position.
Yes, he has all the trap cards in his graveyard, and Joshua lost his frogs, so he doesn't really have anything right now except the backdoor.
So he can't even really respond to trap cards at the moment.
He has to respond with his own traps, but he can still summon
Isn't
them.
that great? Yeah. Eugen's backrow seems pretty reactive.
I don't know if Cyclone is better in the mirror match than Twin Twisters. We saw Alpine playing 3 copies of Twin Twisters yesterday, and he resolved all 3 in 1 game. That was pretty huge, and right now we see Cosmic Cyclone also being very good. I'm not sure.
I think yeah, with 2-3 can hit 2, which is alright, especially as you're also sending like a known trap to the graveyard normally.
Yes, you always discard like
So-
dead cards like Ronin Totem or the second copy of Ghost Reaper.
I mean, it's alright. If you're sending a trap card, you force your opponent to basically not use them because otherwise you get the monster on field. Whereas Cosmic Cyclone just banishes trap cards, which is huge in the mirror match.
Joshua still has his frogs. So maybe the 3rd copy of Soul Strike right now, or the barrier.
It has to be.
Dynamiscus on the Ronin Totem, yes, it's also good.
Will you use it on the Ronin?
Yes, because the Dupe Frog is an attack. That's not
Okay.
really a threat.
I was thinking more about the floating, that he gets another swap frog with Dupe Frog when it gets sent to graveyard. But yeah, yeah.
He's targeting the Dupe Frog, okay.
So he discards a Pot of
Pot of
Desires.
He already activated one this game. So that's why he maybe sent the Olenoides to the graveyard with Mirella like 2 turns ago. Maybe he didn't have any good traps to send. So
possible.
top decking his own copy of Swap Frog. So Joshua is in the defensive position right now. He has to respond. No effect. He's doing the same play, overlaying to totally awesome.
And there's a strike.
Just eat the Solemn Strike.
Gets back Swap Frog. Maximilian counts, yes, he skipped 2 draw phases. And now we're reaching slowly a point where lifetimes could matter because it's like 7 minutes till timeout left.
It's like 10 minutes for the featured match. So drop frog is norm summed again.
Hmm? You could get the top 16 bracket. You could ask for a top 16 bracket and just give us the name that went to this round.
Yeah, sure.
Like this.
Just for if you want to.
And slowly pass game, like. So what do you think about the back row of the two guys? I mean, we don't know about Joshua's back row because he can't play active because of the trap cards in Eugen's grave.
Yeah, I think there are some Paleozoic trap cards under them, but he can't really use them, and he doesn't even have an opportunity to use them. Right. They don't play kaijus. They do side Raigeki, Darkhold and System down. But I think Raigeki and Darkhold are the only cards you could expect in the mirror. And probably only from Joshua because he didn't go first.
What do you think about the question of Blue Master 21 concerning signing out when you have enough time left?
You can always side out like more unimportant cards like Canadia, or if you play multiple Picaya, you can side out that. In some matchups, it's also okay to side out like Compulse and Mirror Forces.
But now in the mirror match, concerning strike, cyclone, and stuff like that, would you want to side them out because of time, or do you think you can still win the whole thing even though you're paying life points?
So
Still playing apart from David, Lucas Windlewood, and then someone's Martinello opponent.
Okay, so Dave won. Okay, so we have now confirmation. So Dave Grobert at once to the top 8. He won against Mermails, I guess. Or he was playing against Mermails. And for all the other matches, they're still playing so far. So quite interesting. So there's some radicals.
yes, all the traps in this deck are kinda engine cards, but like not really. You don't need 14 Paleozoic trap cards in your deck. You can also play with like 10.
I think Joshua got the Raigeki or Darkhold at this point.
Yes, he drew.
Otherwise,
other
he wouldn't
cards.
use the Reckless Greed, in my opinion.
But going into time, especially because we are in top 16, you only play 3 rounds of end of match procedure. I wouldn't side in Cosmic Cyclone and Strikes. They could really hurt you in 3 rounds. If you only have 2 battle phases, it's very unlikely to even deal that much damage.
Okay, so Yoshua's scooping up. So he didn't have Raigeki or Darkhold. And with a few minutes left,
We still have 5 minutes left, so they will probably play like 7 or 8 turns next game. The turns don't take that long at the start of the game. You just set all your cards and pass.
yeah, so now I'm really interested about the Cosmic Cyclone and Strike stuff. What they're going to do. We will ask them afterwards because I think we will get both for a
Interview.
interview. Yeah. can we get confirmation as to whether there was an epic party last night?
There was none in our group.
You drove here with Eugen and Joshua, right?
Yes, I'm staying with Eugen, Joshua, Giuliano, Raphael, and Patrick.
So there's one sub monster and 3 back row on Joshua's side. And there's the swap frog. Do we see a strike? We see.
So that's your answer. He didn't side out some strike approaching time. And I will have to ask the judge when they started, so we know.
Reckless greed. And another reckless greed. There was no chance to party. So it's probably also time for the feature match. It is. Is it indeed? Yeah, it's timeout. Also in the feature match. So just 3 extra turns, and that could be huge for Joshua now. That he paid the Solemn Strike. So Eugen is in a really good spot now, because he just has to defend his 8,000 life points at this point. Yeah. So I'm not sure the 2 white piles on the field. One is a T, probably for timeout,
Yes.
and the other one, no idea what it should. Okay, so we see
200 damage.
not enough. Die Uhr auf 14 stellen.
He probably doesn't even need like 2 Baboku. They're only playing 3 turns, so
So Joshua has to go all in at this point.
yes. Joshua only has 2 battle phases left.
Oh yeah, Desire spell, true. That explains it. The question, I think he has. Does he have to overlay for the damage, or?
He could just attack for 2 turns. Like,
Oh, and
yeah,
there's Canada.
that's huge because he can attack over the Straw Frog next turn.
It's all about if Joshua has any back row. Probably not. Oh well, sorry.
Yeah, he does have back row, but I don't know if that can stop the
I mean,
attack.
he has to win next turn, or getting enough damage on field next turn.
Needs a Baboku because if he has another trap, a different trap, he can summon one of his trap cards. So that's turn 1 and timeout. Yeah, Reckless Greed is pretty strong in timeout because you don't have to worry about your draw phases.
Yeah. Joshua's just playing with his 6 cards now, right?
Yes, he doesn't get any additional resources. A card like Reckless Greed is always interesting in a format.
wiretap. Okay. And so probably he doesn't have any defense concerning
No vocal.
totally awesome stuff like that. Yeah. The thing is, wiretap, if you have to deal damage next turn, I'm not sure. I mean, if Eugen has the Waboko, it's over.
Yes.
So if he has to reuse it already now,
And Eugen decides to deal more damage instead of attacking over Strop Frog. He probably has another trap card to stop the Strop Frog next turn.
yeah. I mean, he has a Rodin Toad, so he can resummon Rodin Toad.
And they made a mistake with the life points. Joshua's on 5-4.
So he needs like another wiretap probably for Waboko.
Or whatever trap card Eugen has.
Yeah.
This is the
And
last turn for Joshua now.
just thinking about how can he deal 2600 damage. Especially as Eugen has 2 traps in the grave. I mean, even Daigusto Phoenix isn't doing enough damage at this point. Compulse on Swap Frog.
To summon a trap back, yeah. That makes sense. Yes, we had 160 players in total yesterday. And after day 1 we cut to top 16. Yeah, I think that's it. Like, if this attack goes through, Joshua loses.
So I think Eugen is considering if he should attack or not. I mean,
Yeah, why not? He's still
Could
in
still
battle
be-
phase.
okay,
He probably attacked. But
yeah. Strike.
no, he can't strike it. Like,
Well, what else does he want to do?
can he deal that much damage?
I'm not sure. Sure. With a back row. So life points aren't correct. Okay, so
Yes, probably in defense.
yeah, just going to check if there's something special next to that would help him now.
There's downed magician, but that needs 2 turns. He only has 1 turn left, so
There's no way.
and he has like 1 Strop Frog in hand and 1 trap card in his grave
Okay,
and Pot of Desires.
it all came down to this Pot of Desires. I mean, what does he want to draw? Like, he needs
More frogs.
enough frogs to summon at least 2 exceeds.
Yes,
Then it would be possible, right?
but
With
he needs,
Daigusto Phoenix and Cat Shark.
so Daigusto goes up to 3000.
So it's 5000 damage.
Yes, that's enough. Yeah, he needs to deal 4100.
So he needs 1 frog. But well, Eugen still has a turn, so
Yeah, he can't leave the Ketchuk on attack.
well, he can overlay it downward in my phase 2.
Yes, he can.
But even then, it's 900. Okay, well, could be enough. Let's see. Joshua didn't give up so far, so he probably draws something usable. Going to quickly fix the life points.
Sadly, we don't have a face cam. But he's already doing like his Pythagoras.
Okay, there's Vopo. He banished one Ronin Toad. So he has left in
But
deck.
you don't set Ronin Toad here.
Yeah, it was just to check. I think it was like one monster on 20 banished cards.
So now he can like
He needs another water monster in hand.
yes. Can make Dagos to Phoenix now, detach your Ronin Totem.
Toad isn't doing anything.
Phoenix attack try. Like he can attack 3 times because he can attack the trap.
Yeah. So he dropped 2 traps, and that's it. Eugen Heidt advanced to the top 8 of our grand final in Amsterdam, beating Joshua Schmidt in a pretty interesting Palezoic mirror match. We're going to grab both of them for a short interview.
Yes, they had a long discussion in the car ride whether they should split prizes or not, and Joshua proclaimed Eugen has to split. It's stupid for him not to split, and right now Eugen shows why he is a European champion and why he placed 3rd in the most recent YCS.
So yeah, we will be back in few moments when we get both for the interview. So stay tuned, guys.
Ich hätte halt den Turn, wo ich Doppel Reckless habe, wenn ich einfach abgebe, dann habe ich halt noch einen Turn mehr, aber dann muss ich halt warten.
Okay, so we're live now with Joshua Schmidt and Eugen Heidt. So first of all, congratulations, Eugen. So this mirror match, were you prepared for the mirror matches? I mean, you already know yesterday even that you're playing against each other.
Yeah. I mean,
What is the feeling about it?
I mean, we're playing like 100% the same deck, I think. Are you playing 41 again?
You're also playing Storm? Yeah, I'm playing 41.
41? Still double Pikaya?
No. I kicked 1 Pikaya for Storm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're playing almost the same list, like same side, same extra. So it's like pretty close to 50-50 because you can't expect like any big mistakes, I think. So yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
I mean, in the mirror match, what is it about? Like, who wins normally in mirror match?
I mean, besides just someone starting Toad, because that usually just wins, it's a lot about getting Paleozoics in the grave first, so the opponent's traps become much worse, and then just try to make one Toad and have it stick on the board, which is why Strike is so good in the matchup. Yeah, because like Barrier is like, it only delays it for 1 turn and they still get back a trap, and like if you can't kill the stuff that they have, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So Strike's like super good. And then like whoever has the Swap Frog first, even if it's not with another water monster, turn 1 is still really, really good.
And the Twitch chat asked, you were close to time, why you decided to keep in the strikes, or what was your reason? I think you already told it a little bit, but...
The thing is, if you go first and you have a strike, you take 1500, but you only have to connect with one toad to make up all the damage, or with 2 traps. And because like if I don't have strike, he summons toad and I can't prevent it in a good way. So I take more damage from the toad than I take from the strike, and it negates my cards and everything. It's like you have to negate the swap frog basically, because you still lose to it. So that's why you have to keep strike, I think.
And now for you, Eugen, you're in the top 8. Already plans where to go, when you will win the flight, maybe? Already some plans there, or just going from round to round?
If I win the flight, we fly together with Joshua because he already has a flight. Flight for a major tour stop will probably be London, because Cologne isn't worth it.
So you already knowing your top 8 opened, or?
Yeah, no, it's an Italian guy who had a free win, I think, last round because the opponent didn't come. Maybe he came late.
Good for him.
But I don't know what he's playing.
Okay, so thank you very much, guys, and good luck for the rest of the tournament. And we will turn in again in a few moments with the top 8. So stay tuned, guys.
Commentary now. Ja, was ist das überhaupt für eine Vorrichtung? Sehe ich ja jetzt erst. Das ist einfach Tree Toad, oder was?